yogis, and welcome to your week 27 practice. First off, big congratulations, you've made it to your third trimester, which is amazing. I hope that you're feeling okay, all things considered, and you're really enjoying your pregnancy. For today's practice, we're going to need a timer, as always, a block, and a wall. First off, come take your block, place it underneath your hips, squeeze it between your ankles, and then sit your hips down on the block. Pull your thighs together, stack your shoulders over your hips, and then roll your shoulders back. Sit tall, close your eyes, relax your neck, relax your shoulders, and take some deep breaths. Starting to settle into your practice today. Start to notice any tension that you're holding on to in your body and see if you can't bring relaxation there. You have the option to rest your hands on your thighs, rest your hands on your belly, whatever is most comfortable for you. And as you sit here and focus on your breathing, think about what taking this time out of your day does for you and does for the baby, does for your overall well-being. And really commit to being here on your mat. If you get overheated at all in today's practice, you're going to have the option to exhale through your mouth. So usually we do an ujjayi breath, which is an inhale and an exhale through your nose. Anytime that you build up heat when you're exercising or when you're walking, doing housework, a good option to release the heat is to just exhale through your mouth. So remember that when we have some more challenging postures today. Take 3 breaths together here. Big inhale through your nose, fill up your lungs. Exhale through your nose. Inhale and exhale. One more time, inhale and exhale. Blink your eyes open and remove the block. Place it to the side. Come to all fours. Like we start most of our practices, we're going to do some cat-cows. So spread your fingers wide. Place your hands underneath your shoulders. Place your knees underneath your hips. On your inhale, you're going to drop your belly down. Find room for baby. Find a nice stretch in your belly and gently look up. No need to throw your head back. Exhale, you're going to press your hands in and spread your shoulder blades. Don't really want to squish baby here. Just create some movement in your upper spine, your upper back. Inhale, drop your belly down. Lift your hips, extend the crown of your head to the ceiling. Exhale, push into your mat. Spread your shoulder blades away from one another. One more time, inhale, cow pose, look forward. Exhale, cat pose, modified cat pose. Press into the mat, spread your shoulder blades. Then come to the neutral spine. Walk your hands out a little bit in front of your shoulders. Spread those fingers wide again. Make sure you have a nice base. Curl your toes under and lift your hips to your back wall. From here, take a nice bend in your knees. Take your feet hip distance apart. Elongate your spine and shoot your hips towards the back wall. If you feel that you have the flexibility in your hamstrings, you can start to lower your heels down toward the mat. Again, pay attention to your body and how you feel. If you need to take that bend today, take the bend in your knee. If you're feeling pretty open and flexible, drop your heels down to the mat. Engage your arms, squeeze your biceps toward your ears, and relax your shoulders away from your ears. Inhale, lift your right leg up to the ceiling, 3-legged dog, and then you're going to open your hips, stack your right hip over your left hip, and bend your knee. Create some space in your side body. Option to roll your ankle here. Straighten your leg back out, square your hips, and then lower your right foot down to the mat, keeping your feet hips distance in your downward facing dog. Same thing on the left side. Inhale, lift your left leg up to the ceiling. Exhale, stack your hip, bend your knee. Three-legged down dog. Option to roll your ankle. Inhale, lift your leg high, square your hips. Exhale, take your left foot down to the mat. Look forward between your hands and then step, however many steps it takes, your feet up to meet your hands. Stay hip distance apart so you have room for baby. Inhale, lengthen. Place your hands on your shins or all the way on your thighs. Exhale, release. And on your inhale, with a flat back, come all the way up to stand. Inhale, lift your arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, forward fold, as flat back as you can. Inhale, lift halfway up, hands on your shins. Exhale, release. You're going to plant your hands and step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg high, three-legged down dog, and bend your knee. Exhale. Roll your ankle here, create space in your side body. Release your right leg down. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, three-legged dog, bend your knees, stack your left hip over your right. Inhale, straighten your leg. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to do this one more time. Look forward at your hands. Walk your feet to meet your hands. Feet stay hip distance apart. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, release. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Find Tadasana. Arms reach up and overhead. Exhale, bring your palms down to your heart center. Inhale, reach your arms high. Exhale, forward fold. Maintain a flat back on the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Bring your palms to your shins. Exhale, release. Plant your hands on the mat. Step your feet back to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, three-legged dog. Bend your knees. Stack your right hip over your left hip. Inhale, straighten your legs. Square your hips. Downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, three-legged dog. Stack your left hip over your right. Bend your knee. Inhale, straighten your leg. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lower down to your knees. Come to a tabletop position. Stack your hands underneath your shoulders. Extend your right leg back behind you. Point your toes toward the ground. Flex your foot so that you activate all the muscles in your leg. And from here, we're going to lift your right leg toward the ceiling. If your whole leg lifts, it's going to engage your glutes, your hamstrings, all that back leg. Feel how strong that back leg is. In our peak posture today, Warrior 3, you're going to need to have this strong back leg. So this is a good practice here. You can hold it steady. You can pulse it toward the ceiling to get some dynamic movement, whatever feels best to you today. And release your right leg down. Same thing on the left side. Extend your left leg back, dial your toes down so they point toward your mat. Flex your foot, engage all the muscles in your leg. And with keeping your gaze down in between your hands, either straighten your leg and keep it still, or pulse your left leg up toward the ceiling for some dynamic movement. Continue breathing. Remember, if you build a little too much heat and you need a break, exhale through your mouth. And release your left leg down toward the mat. Take your hands forward again. Curl your toes under, downward facing dog. Look forward at your hands. Step your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, find a flat spine. Exhale, release. And inhale, come to stand. Tadasana. Palms come to heart center. Come to a wall. Take your hands and place them hip height on the wall. Spread your fingers wide and then walk back so that your feet are underneath your hips. Do a little readjusting when you get there. Make sure your feet are spread wide enough so that you have space for your belly. Press your palms firmly into the wall and then drop your chest down so that you make a straight line from your palms all the way to your hips. Place the weight of your body into your left foot. Walk your left foot in closer to the midline of your body and then extend your right foot back behind you. Turn your toes so that they face down toward the mat or toward the floor and flex your foot strongly so that you create a long line of energy through your hands all the way to your heel. Hold here and breathe. Release your right foot down underneath your hips, readjust your weight, and then do the same thing on the other side. Walk your right toes in so that it's underneath the midline of your body. Extend your left heel back behind you. Engage the muscles in your leg. Flex your left foot heavy and keep your right leg, your standing leg, straight. Hold here for 2 more breaths. And then release. Come up to stand by walking your feet in closer. And then come back down to the top of your mat. Inhale, reach your arms high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Come back to downward facing dog. Lower your knees to the mat and then sit on your bottom. From here, you're going to take your legs wide. So if you need to reposition yourself, that's fine. Take your legs wide, flex your toes, point your toes up toward the ceiling. Sit your shoulders over your hips and elongate your spine. From here, we're just going to do a slight stretch forward. I know you've got baby in the way, so if you need to rest your hands on a block, that's fine. The goal is going to be to crawl forward and keep your spine long. So for me today, I'm a little tight in this side, so I feel a good stretch here. So it's not so much planting your body on the floor that this is about. It's more about getting the inner thigh stretch and elongating your spine as much as you can. So relax your neck. Shoot energy from the top of your head all the way toward the ceiling. Plant your sit bones on the mat. Flex your toes up toward the ceiling. And then send your breath where you feel the stretch the most. As you inhale, gain length in your spine, and as you exhale, maybe find a little bit deeper of a stretch. Again, it's not about plopping on the mat, it's more about finding the stretch. Walk your hands back in toward center. Take your hands behind your knees, and then pull your feet in toward one another for Baddha Konasana, or bound angle pose. Press the soles of your feet together, your knees splay out wide. Grab onto your ankles, again, find that long, tall posture, and then hinge at your hips. Press your elbows in towards your thighs and create a stretch in your hip. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. On your inhale, grow length through your spine. On your exhale, forward fold. Each breath, create a little bit more movement, a little bit more dimension to the pose. One more inhale, and exhale, come up tall. Go ahead and grab for your timer. We're going to come back to the wall again and do legs up the wall pose. If this is not comfortable for you at this point in your pregnancy, that's fine. You can just rest on your side for your meditation today. If it is comfortable for you, come close to the wall. Set your timer for however much time you have for your meditation today. Come close to the wall. Sit with your shoulder and your hip against the wall with your knees bent. And then you're going to lay down on your back, swing your hips up toward the wall, and flex your feet. When I was pregnant, it was most comfortable to have my feet hip distance apart here. You want your lower back to meet the floor. And find a comfortable place here. If you get here and it's not comfortable, again, just come on down and rest on your side in the fetal position for your meditation. You have the option to rest your hands on your belly, rest your hands down at your side, and even you can turn your palms up and roll your shoulders under to really get a nice chest expansion here. Close your eyes. Maybe feel the work. Maybe your legs are a little bit tired from the practice today. Just relax. Let the breath send your breath to every part of your body, especially those places that maybe feel a little tight or a little tired. And let go. Use this time to connect with your baby, connect with yourself, and to acknowledge all the hard work that you're always doing, all the changes that your body is going through. And appreciate everything that you're doing. Feel free to stay in your meditation today for as long as you like. Enjoy your third trimester, and we'll see you next week. Namaste.